Hey all, no null here. Sorry for not uploading a Wotfi 2023 theory video earlier. I've been pretty busy as of late. I'm also sorry for the lack of uploads in general, though this has sort of been as a result of there being few new lore tidbits in SMG4 to discuss ever since the new castle was first revealed. I don't have any deep or major Wotfi theories, as there hasn't been as much lore or build up towards this Wotfi compared to previous years, but I do have some thoughts and theories. Alright, so first of all, this will almost certainly be Marty's big role that his character was created for, and all this build up with him has probably all been leading up to this Wotfi. As for what Marty's motivation is for stealing SMG3's notebook and creating Casino Psano, I'm not really sure. I don't think it would be anything directly villainous, to be honest. So for example, I do not think his motivation has anything to do with the TV entity directly, which we know is probably villainous in its motivations. My best guess for his motivation is that he believes something in there will bring him to life. Whatever the reason, it will probably be quite significant since his conflict with SMG4 and crew was seemingly resolved in, "You made Mario do this," and so this change of heart is probably not for some petty or silly reason, probably. Speaking of bringing Marty to life, I think we can be 99% sure that will happen in this Wotfi, as I feel it'd be too much wasted potential not to bring him to life, and as I mentioned earlier, I think this Wotfi will act as the conclusion to this ongoing plot thread concerning him. Plus, bringing him to life would allow him to participate in the rap battle, since we'll obviously need a villain for that, and since he appears to be the main antagonist of this Wotfi on the surface, I feel like he is the only suitable candidate for this. I suppose another point in favor would be that it would be unfair for Mario if he was in a 2-on-1 battle. As for what Mario's motivation is for helping Marty, I think this extends beyond him simply wanting to help one of his quote-unquote best friends. He says it holds secrets that are going to change his life, meaning what Mario and Marty are specifically looking for in the notebook is probably more significant than just gossip on SMG3. I think Mario's motivation could also be to help bring Marty to life, since that probably would change his life quite a lot if he could actually talk to one of his best friends, lol. As to why he refers to Marty as his king, I think this could hold some deeper meaning, or maybe it just refers to how powerful Marty has become since he has clearly become very rich. On that note actually, some of you may be wondering why Marty has this casino all of a sudden. This seems to confirm that being successful at running businesses and accumulating wealth is a trait of Marty's, and perhaps acquiring wealth is just what motivated him to create and open this casino. Moving on, considering this will likely be the last major event of this year, at least I think it will, we can probably expect the TV entity/organization to reappear, and this to be the conclusion to this whole year-long saga. I still maintain that Marty and the TV entity are linked somehow, since every major villain this year has been linked to it, and Marty was created on the showgrounds, somewhere we know the TV entity is linked to. However, I will admit that considering the surprising release of a second movie this year, and the fact that this Wotfi is clearly trying to address the criticisms of last year's Wotfi by trying a new format, I won't rule out the possibility of a third movie releasing sometime in early December that settles the TV adware stuff, which would address the issues people have with arc Wotfis, such as them being predictable and derivative endings to story arcs. Either way, as every major episode this year has been linked to the TV entity, I do think this Wotfi will be a part of the ongoing saga in some form at the very least. If anything significant happens with the TV entity, I believe it will probably occur after the rap battle and conflict with Marty is resolved, as to avoid it being derivative of other Wotfis where the main villain is defeated after a rap battle. Regarding Marty's fate after this Wotfi, I think he will survive and become friends with SMG4 crew again. The main reason for this is that I still believe Marty was partially created as a stand-in for Mario in case Nintendo ever did come for SMG4, as they've clearly been moving in an original direction. This is definitely not to say that I think he'll replace Mario after Wotfi. I only mean in a theoretical scenario where Nintendo do come for SMG4, which is very unlikely, though neither I, nor SMG4 it seems, would rule this out completely considering Nintendo's track record. Interestingly, we've seen nothing of Louis in the build-up to Wotfi. Knowing SMG4, they do not introduce more original stuff like this. Best example is SMG3's notebook, without it becoming important later. So I expect to see Louis somewhere during Wotfi and for him to be brought to life alongside Marty. In You Made Mario Do This, he is shown to possibly be sentient as well, and he is basically responsible for resolving the conflict of that episode by helping SMG4 understand Marty's problem. So I think this may indicate what role he will play in Wotfi. Maybe he'll calm Marty down and help reconcile him with 4 and 3 before they all team up against the TV entity. Also strangely, we've seen little of that closed-off door in the Newcastle since the episode it was introduced in. Since it had way more explicit foreshadowing and Louis, and again with Wotfi likely being the final major episode of this year, I expect this to become important again in Wotfi specifically. Perhaps the crew go here after the events at Casino Psano are resolved and as the TV entity stuff properly resumes, as I theorize will happen. My last thought is regarding meme games. Where is Meme Games 2023? I'm still confused by this, since 2022's did well view-wise. Our only hope is that maybe they'll do it sometime next month as like a fun bonus video. Okay, that's all I have to say. Bye guys.